first opened back in 2012. We're live inside the cavernous Lone Depot Park in Miami. Today, the third and final game in this three-game series between the St. Louis Cardinals and the Miami Marlins. With Dan Plesac and Mark DeRosa, and Dan, two big-time power arms featured in this one.
Yeah, man, we've got a couple of right-handers that can bring the noise here. Both of these guys, big power arms. Philo plays in the game of baseball. Also, a good assortment of breaking pitches. If these two guys are on, I think you're going to see a lot of swings and misses in this ball game.
It's Marlins baseball, and it comes your way next. A.J. Burnett starts the game on the mound for the third and final game of the series. What do you have for us on him, Danny?
Hey, every team needs a pitcher like this one here. His numbers aren't going to blow you away. Career ERA just under 4. But one thing he does, he takes the ball every 5 days, throws strikes, and gives his team a chance to win every single time he goes out there. He'll be fun to watch in this one here today.
Stepping up is Ozzie Smith, and we are ready for some daytime baseball. And now he'll try to bunt his way on to start the game. But the throw will beat him at first, so the bunt for hit attempt is snuffed out. Now a chance to look at the starting 9 for the visiting St. Louis Cardinals. Mark, what's your take on him against one of the best starters in the game?
Matty, this lineup is built on one thing. Their best tool is the fact that they have amazing speed up and down the lineup. I don't even think the third base coach gives a steal sign. I think a lot of these guys have the green light. So be on the lookout for that today.
At the plate now, Lou Brock. These Marlins, as they take the field this afternoon, been a fairly decent start to the year, 3-2 in their first 5.
Yeah, man, nothing they'd like to do more than to salvage this one, D-Roll. After this one, they go on the road for a 7-game road trip, so big to get this win here today.
Yeah, last game in front of the home folks before you go out for a week. This is a big one. They're going to get it done.
Bases are empty, one man out. Swing and a miss on the fastball that time, out number 2.
This is what a power pitcher will do to you if he executes his pitches. That was a 3-pitch strikeout, and with the kind of stuff that he has, it's not uncommon for him to absolutely dominate certain guys.
So now to the plate, Michael Lee, as the first pitch to him is taken low and away for ball 1. First chance for him here in the top of the first with nobody on. The windup and the 1-0 pitch.
2-0.
Two out, nobody on. And a sinker is over that time. It's back to 2-1. Hit sharply on the ground, and that finds its way through for a base hit.
Nice AB right there. A little potential for some 2-out lightning. Getting a cleanup hitter to the dish after the first 2 batters of the inning were retired.
Stepping in for the Cardinals, Mark McGuire. He gets a shot to hit here in the inning following the 2-out single.
Yeah, and that hit might not amount to much, but anytime you could extend an inning and give a guy with plenty of pop a chance to swing it, the outlook of an inning changes dramatically.
Wheels and deals. Here's the first pitch.
Whoa, that's down.
And that misses, ball 1. 2 out with the man at first. A ball and a strike to the Cardinals' first baseman.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
The 1-1 home is looked at for ball number 2.
That's a great call right there. Fastball away with a guy who's got some jets on first base. Almost like a hybrid pitch out. Great for a catcher if that guy's running. Easy transfer throw to second base.
And he lays off again, ball 3.
the count. 3-1.
Yadier Molina would be next. Burnett sets. Here's the 3-1.
Ball 4, pitch
and this
down.
pitch misses for ball 4. So that's going to move a runner into scoring position now with 2 away.
He did not want to let the hitter off the hook with 2 outs, and now he's got a runner in scoring position to deal with.
Now at the plate is Yadier Molina, and he's looking to get it going. Off to a bit of a slow start this year. From the stretch, here's the pitch. And that's cut on and missed. 0-1.
After the walk and with runners on the bags, he couldn't afford to fall behind here. Nice job of jumping ahead with strike 1.
Lee on second. McGuire on at first with 2 down. Fastball, and he's quickly in the hole. 0-2.
Looked like he was going to wait him out, see if he was going to come over the heart of the plate. Well, newsflash, he is, and this hitter's going to adjust his batting gloves, and he better be ready in the box.
Hard hit ball to second, fielded by Panic. On to first, and the Redbird rally goes for naught as that ends the inning. Cards strand a couple. Now the Marlins will see what they can do. No score. Seth Hargrove will be towing the rubber for the Cardinals. Dan, any thoughts?
Hey, Matt, you can only make your first major league start one time, and boy, did he make the most of it. How about he starts his first game and he gets the win? Not a bad way to start your career off. And he's going to try to make it 2 for 2 and try to win this one today.
Pitch on the way.
Marte.
Starling Marte is in to start things off here as he looks at a called strike. It's 0-1. Dan, D-Row, we take a look at this Cardinals ball club as they enter play this afternoon. Been a middling start to the season as they come in 2-3 over their first 5.
Yeah, Matty, this is the big one right here. They've split the first 2 games of this series. You want to steal one right here and be feeling good about yourself.
Yeah, D-Row, I think one of the things you want to do, you get to the 3rd game, you'd like to win this series and finish it off by winning game 3. It's always nice to win a series, whether it's at home or on the road, so this is a big one for this ball club.
Now a big fastball, and he's well behind it with the swing.
Woo-wee! That was some smoke right there. High fire right on by.
The 1-2. Is swung on and missed. He got him on strikes.
That's a pretty unique pitch sequence, guys. Usually pitching is all about mixing pitches and location, but he threw that all out the window to get that strikeout. He offered the same pitch 3 times in a row, so I guess he sort of used that reverse psychology to outthink his opponent.
To the plate now, Cliff Floyd. As he'll take one up in the zone, but indeed in the strike zone for the first strike. He's ready for his first at-bat of this early season contest. 0-1, here it comes. Looked like the sinker there, dipped a little below the knees. So let's take a peek at the umpiring crew in this one. Behind the plate is Matthew Ross.
Hey, D-Row, this is a pitcher's best friend. Matthew Ross, very wide strike zone.
Yeah, no excuses from the offense today. You know coming in when you see the lineup card and Matt Ross is behind you.
And just past his outstretched glove into left, a base hit.
Hey, guys, he's lucky he's getting this baseball back. He hung that middle of the plate. The batter's eyes lit up, and he was able to put good wood on it.
Stepping in now, David Lee, as he will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike. Here comes the 0-1. And this catches the inside corner. Good spot there. It's 0-2. fouled off. Now a fastball here that will wisely lay off, and it's 1-2.
Hey, textbook waste pitch right there. Does he go elevated fastball again or something slow below the zone?
And the slider gets him swinging. 2 gone.
This pitching staff has done a really good job against this guy in this series. This is a really good hitter, and it's not easy to make a guy strike out 5 times in a series up to this point, but that's what they've done to this guy so far.
That'll bring up Gary Sheffield. And he lays off there 1-0, hoping to discourage a steal attempt with the slide step here.
Yeah, that's a good way of trying to control the running game, Matt. The problem with it, though, it has a tendency to throw your command off because you're worrying about that runner on base.
Now a throw over to first, and he'll dive back in safely. The 1-0 home. In there, now the throw. And he is out at second. Caught stealing to end the inning. Trying to move into scoring position with 2 away, but not to be as we get another look. More matinee baseball here on a Wednesday afternoon following this. And now, Stan Musial. He'll get us started in the top of the second.
The center fielder,
First offering. Lifted the other way down the left field line. And this will wind up a foul ball. Well, fans of good pitching are in for a treat today. What can we expect from today's matchup, guys?
I know everyone loves the long ball, Matty, but this is why I pay the price of a ticket right here. 2 of the game's best, 2 of the hardest throwers competing at the top of their game. Dan, you have to love this stuff.
You know, D-Row, we thought coming into this one it was going to be a low-scoring affair. Both of these pitchers look like they're locked in early, and runs are going to be really difficult to come by. They both look like they're on point so far.
So he ran the fastball by him for the punch-out. Stan Musial goes down to become the first out here in the second inning. And that'll bring in Nolan Arenado. As he'll look at a fastball too high for ball 1. And he's definitely off to a fast start in the early part of the season. The 1-0.
2 balls, no strike.
Hey, you want to talk about being in a zone? This guy's been raking lately, and it all starts with his pitch selection. 2 great takes, and he's almost daring the pitcher just go ahead and challenge him.
And a good comeback fastball there. It's 2 balls and a strike. Burnett has made a name for himself as a starter that simply misses the barrel of the bat. He rarely allows a large number of hits, and he does a pretty good job at keeping the ball in the ballpark when the hitters do make contact.
Yeah, Matt, and that's not an easy thing to do. I think one of the reasons is he changes speeds really well, and he throws both sides of the plate. One of the keys to missing the barrels, you have to be able to throw inside and throw outside, and he's about as good as it gets in baseball at missing barrels.
Changed up on him, and he gets the inside corner for strike 2.
Great job on those last 2 pitches of varying speeds. Gave him a hard fastball, and then he locked him up with a changeup.
The 3-2 pitch. Fouled away. Popped up. Rojas is calling for it. 2 down.
That's exactly what they wanted out of that pitch up in the zone. They took him up the ladder, and he couldn't get up to it. So that was an easy pop-out. Well-executed pitch there.
That brings in Tommy Edman. as he'll pop this one foul off to the left and out of play. He'll work on keeping this top of the second alive. And he takes this one high, 1-1.
So that's 2 pitches in a row above the belt. As a hitter, that's what you're looking for, especially when it's a day game and the ball is carried. That just wasn't a good enough pitch to hit.
The count now at 2-1. This should end the inning as it's sent out to second. Panic is there. Go to first with time to spare, and the side is retired. Down in order go the Cardinals. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. And stepping in, Gary Sheffield. He's ready for his first at-bat of this early season contest. Now here's the pitch. And this pitch is taken on the inner half for strike one. Sheffield is one of the few true superstar hitters in the game. You're no doubt aware of it, but it doesn't matter who he's facing. He's a major league threat to hit the ball hard somewhere just about every time he steps into the box.
Yeah, one of the best hitters and truly blessed by the gods, but I don't think people realize the amount of time and effort this guy has put into honing his craft to become one of the great hitters in our sport.
And he can't get out of the way there, so the leadoff man will be aboard to open up the inning.
Well, I bet the manager breathed a sigh of relief when he saw he wasn't hurt that badly. The last thing they can afford to lose is a guy like that for any length of time.
So to get his day started at the plate, Miguel Rojas trying to get it going at the plate. It's been tough sledding for him so far this year. First pitch of the AB now. Edge of the zone that time taken and ruled a strike.
Especially after drilling the last guy up at the plate. That's just a great job to get your mechanics back under you and establish yourself back in the strike zone.
He's ready. Here's the 0-1.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
Sheffield on at first, nobody out. And he comes back with a fastball, 1-2 now.
Whew, that was some gas. Triple digits on the radar gun.
Tough pitch to lay off there, but he did, and it's even up at 2-2.
I know he missed with a fastball right there, but this guy's arsenal, you can't figure out what he's trying to do. He's got a lot of different directions he could go in right here.
And that one never threatened the zone. It's gone full now to 3-2.
This would be an absolute terrible start to the inning. After drilling the first guy, you can't allow the second guy to reach base via the walk.
A runner at first with no outs here. On a good curveball, gets him swinging for out number 1.
That was some nice execution on that pitch. Spotted it nicely down around the bottom of the zone. And when you do that, especially with 2 strikes, not a lot of guys are going to hurt you. You're going to get a lot of ground balls and swings and misses down there.
Standing in now, Brian Anderson, as the sinker to him finds the zone for strike 1. Prior to the 0-1, here's a look to first. And he just manages to get his hand in. The 0-1 pitch. And he takes strike 2.
Can't come out of his game plan right here. He knows he's a known sinker baller. I know it was a 4-seamer right there, but get back to that 2-seam. It's what his MO is.
Oh, and this is swung on and missed. 4 strikeouts already, and that's out number 2.
Well, that's just a quality pitch right there. The location was excellent because if it's put in play, there's a good chance it's on the ground for a double play. And, hey, a strikeout always works, too.
Now a move over to first. Throw is up the line as it gets away. Here's Joe Panic as he'll look at a breaking ball that misses for ball 1. He takes his first cuts in this one with a man at first and 2 away. The 1-0. Throw over to the bag and a dive, but he's back in. Now a breaking ball, but it's low.
Pretty good breaking ball to lay off of right there. If I'm pitching, I might think this guy might be sitting on something off speed.
Bottom of the second here with no score. This one sinks low and a touch outside. It's a full count, 3-2.
Good running count right here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on first. He'll be off to the races on this pitch.
Now the payoff pitch home. Hit on the ground is short. Right to Smith. Throw in time and the side is retired. 1 left for Miami. We'll move to the 3rd with no score. So in now is the Cardinals pitcher, Seth Hargrove. 9-1-2 due up.
Hargrove.
First pitch of the AB on its way. And looks like he got the call there on the pitch inside. It's 0-1.
The offense better get it going right here because they certainly can tell from their...
Here's a fly ball, well hit. Going back is the right fielder. A leap at the wall, but he can't bring this one back. It's a home run. A solo shot down the line in right. Second home run early in the year, and the Cardinals move out in front 1-0.
When this one left the bat, I thought it was going to be an easy out to right, but it just kept carrying and carrying, and the right fielder gave it a great effort and almost brought it back, but no dice.
Into the box now, Ozzie Smith. As he'll take a look at ball 1. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. The 1-0 is swung on and missed, and that's strike 1.
1-1.
And it's 1-2 to the Wizard.
All the makings of a big inning right here. One already left the yard, and the power hitters are coming up.
Still a ball and 2 strikes. He'll try again, 1-2. And he takes strike 3 called on the fastball. 1 gone. So bases are empty with 1 gone. And in steps the all-time Cardinal great Lou Brock. First offering on its way. Runs up and gets this one down. And the off-balance throw gets him. Nice play for the out. The next to bat for St. Louis, Michael Lee. He singled first time up. Burnett gets his sign and the pitch.
Ball, that's out.
The 1-0 home.
Nope, that's off the plate. Ball
Looks
two.
like that bomb earlier in the inning kind of put this pitcher on the defensive. Not being very aggressive right now.
2-0 count, the pitch. 2 balls and a strike now.
Hey, usually the second time through the order, you start seeing an incorporation of some more off-speed stuff. But this guy's locating and feeling really good about his fastball. 2 back-to-back.
Ball,
Fastball, and looks like they're pinching him a bit here. It's 3-1. Mark McGuire would be next. And a full count now, 3-2.
Full count. 3-2.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Strike 3 on a pitch in the dirt. Alfaro goes to get it, and the throw to first ends the inning. 1 for the Cardinals in the inning on the solo home run. Bottom of the 3rd coming up. It's now 1-0 St. Louis. Bottom of the 3rd now, and up next will be the big catcher Jorge Alfaro.
The catcher, Jorge.
Here's the first pitch to him. And they go right after him on the inside corner for strike 1.
Borderline pitch right there. But as a low ball hitter, you can live with that as long as the umpire doesn't give him north as well.
I got the count.
And this catches the zone as well. It's 0-2 now. And a slider's in the dirt as he lays off it for a ball.
Yeah, that's the spot right there for an 0-2 pitch. Make him see if he'll chase that slider in the dirt, especially with the bases empty.
And he'll lay off the curveball that's in the dirt that time, and it's back to even now at 2-2.
He went with the off speed there once he got him to 0-2, but now that they both missed, I think we'll see more of a challenge pitch here. You don't have to give in, but you can't be too cute either.
Into the windup. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. He didn't even come close to contact on a ball way out of the zone. 1 out.
I really liked that he gave up nibbling out of the zone trying to get him to chase. That wasn't working, so he just reached back and fired a good old country hardball fastball right by him. No better feeling in the world when you're a pitcher than throwing a fastball right by a guy.
At the plate now, A.J. Burnett. As the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1. A 1 pitch on its way. Gets the fastball by him here, and he's in control. 0-2. And a swing and a miss, and another punch out here. 6 already, and that's out number 2. Back to the top of the Miami lineup now, and stepping in, Starling Marte, trying to avoid becoming the 3rd strikeout victim of the inning here. This is in the air out to right. Lee will get there, and he puts it away to retire the side. Miami down in order. They still trail 1-0. So stepping in is Mark McGuire. Worked a walk his first time up.
Mark McGuire.
Now the pitch. And here's a ball hit in the air, but this is just going to wind up being a foul ball. The windup and the 0-1. And Dan, that's a pretty good example of why he's such a great pitcher.
Yeah, stuff. Stuff is obviously the important key to being dominant on the mound, but it doesn't mean a whole lot if you don't have outstanding control to go along with it. But he does, and he really spotted that pitch.
good job to shorten up and protect the plate, and he'll have another shot at it here. This is on the ground over to first. A flip to Burnett covering at the bag, and they get the put out at first.
The catcher, number 4, Yadier Molina.
Next to stand in is Yadier Molina, grounded out in his last at-bat. '50th pitch of the game on its way.
Outside, that's a ball.
The 1-0. And it's fouled away. Now a fastball gets the upper part of the zone for strike 2. And a breaking ball in the dirt that time for a ball. And did he hold up in time? A look down, and no, he went around. It's strike 3. So with 2 gone here in the 4th, let's check out our pitch speed comparison for the 2 starters. And boy, which of those 2 numbers leap out at you there? How about the 100? My goodness. Up next, Stan Musial struck out in his last trip to the plate.
Yeah, and kind of shocked he got blown away with a fastball. You could tell he was late on that one. And we'll see if he tries to cheat to something this AB.
Nope.
A ball and no strikes.
Ball 1, no strike.
One run, 2 hits, and no errors so far for the Redbirds. 2 balls and no strikes to the Cardinals center fielder. Outside and low, 3-0.
I wouldn't be surprised if he had the green light here. Matter of fact, I know he's got the green light here. He's looking for something set or cut, and he's looking to do damage.
3-1.
Stealing that strike on 3-0 was important, but you don't want to miss over the heart of the plate in this situation. I got to believe he's going to be way more aggressive right here.
Into his motion. Here comes the 3-1. Squared that one up just a little late. Now the payoff pitch home. To short, hit hard. He's got it. Throw on to first gets him, and the side is retired. 1, 2, 3 go the Cardinals, but they're up 1-0. Now in the box, Cliff Floyd, who collected a base hit his first time up.
Yeah, guys, still the only hit in this game so far. They've been pretty well shut down. Guys on the mound have really much controlled the whole outcome up until this point.
First offering on its way.
Man, he's looking sharp so far. 80% of his first pitches are for strikes. He might be able to go the distance if he keeps this up.
Behind 0-2 now. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. That misses, says the home plate umpire. 1-2. Where it misses, I'm not quite sure. Into the windup and the pitch. Looked like a sinker there, dipped a little below the knees.
This is a fun guy to watch when he's up there. Really battles. Doesn't take any pitches off. He's a grinder. Always seems to make it difficult on the opposing pitcher.
Now the fastball is right by him as he swings and misses for the first out of the inning.
Boy, this guy has really good stuff so far on this one. How about
Now
7 Ks, and we're just in the middle innings of this
David
one. If he continues this up, this could be a real solid performance.
Into the box, David Lee. As he'll take a look at an off-speed pitch here that misses for ball 1. He's 0 for 1 thus far. Swing and a ground ball to third. In time to first, and there are 2 away.
Well, I think he got away with one right there. It was a fastball right down the middle, and he hit it hard, but he couldn't elevate it at all. Would have been a different story if he did.
Halfway to 100 pitches, here it is. Hit well down the left field line, but back into the crowd, foul. And there's ball 1. Outside, 2-1. Now here's the pitch. 2-2 the count. The pitch. Hit the other way out toward right field. Right fielder is on the run. He gets there to make the catch, and that ends the inning. 1-2-3 go the Marlins. They trail this one 1-0. So now here is Nolan Arenado. Comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. Here's the first pitch.
Ball. Count 1-0.
The 1-0.
Hey, there aren't too many power hitters in the game that would let that pitch go by.
That one's down around the knees, taken for a strike.
There's a pitch we haven't seen in a while. It's going to be tough on the hitters if they have to incorporate that into their mindset.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Nolan Arenado. Just a bit high with the fastball, but didn't get the call.
Well, you don't see it all that often, but this might be a good time for a 3-2 change. If he can locate it, it's nearly impossible to hit.
Tough curveball that time, but he's able to make a little contact to keep this at-bat going.
Looked like he was cheating a heater right there. A little bit too far out in front. Got to find a way to keep his hands back.
And a good eye here as he takes ball 4, and it's a base on balls to lead off the 5th inning.
Well, the reason power hitters generally draw more walks than other guys is exactly what we saw right there. Pitchers work around them and nibble the corners a lot more so they don't get burned. He made some good pitches, but he just couldn't get him to chase enough out of the zone.
So next to hit is Tommy Edman. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far.
Yeah, Matty, expect this pitcher to try and get the same result. That's his last at bat right here. The double play is in order. Anything on the ground, the way this defense is, they could certainly roll too. Hey, I still believe in my heart the best pitch is a well-executed fastball down and away, and that's exactly what that is. He swings at that. That's off the end of the bat. That's not hard contact at all, and that's an easy out for the defense.
Sinker, 1 ball, 1 strike. And he lays off for a ball, 2-1.
Boy, not exactly what you'd like as a pitcher. One of the keys is to minimize your pitches, attack the strike zone early, a lot of deep counts, and working himself into a lot of trouble.
2-1. Here it is. Runner's going. He swings and misses. Throw down. In time as he just gets the tag down.
Very well could have been a hit-and-run attempt there. And you kind of have to make contact for those to work out. He didn't, and his teammate was hung out to dry at second.
One out, nobody on. He stays alive, still 2-2. Here it comes. Oh, that great knuckle curve just buckled him there, and there are 2 gone.
He's racking up a fair amount of strikeouts now out there. That's 6 to this point. So he's got good stuff, and he's fooling a lot of these hitters.
Hargrove.
In now, Seth Hargrove. As with 2 away, he'll swing and miss at the first pitch. It's 0-1. He homered back in the 3rd inning in this one. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1.
1-1.
2 out, nobody on. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. High in the air down the right field line. Right fielder is on the run. He tracks it down, and that will end the inning. Redbirds down quietly. They lead it 1-0. Welcome back to Miami as we check in with Heidi Watney.
Matt, during the commercial break, I had a chance to catch up with manager Don Mattingly about the Marlins' offensive production, and he told me he'd like to see a lot more aggressiveness in their at-bats the rest of the game. He said the problem is they're allowing themselves to fall behind in the count way too often, which is forcing them to constantly be in protect mode and swing at bad pitches. A lot of their outs have come from at-bats where they've fallen behind, so the focus going forward needs to be about being the aggressor early in the at-bats.
For the Marlins,
Okay, thank you, Heidi.
Miguel Rojas.
Ready to deal. Here comes the first pitch. Miguel Rojas will stand in for the second time now as he looks at a called strike. It's 0-1. 1-1 now the count to the Marlins first baseman. Now here's the pitch. And he struck him out, and that's 8 strikeouts thus far.
Man, this guy's on his game today, not only when he's throwing strikes, but how about the amount of strikeouts? What's even more impressive, no walks up to this point. So he's pounding that zone with strikes, and he's making these hitters swing the bat.
At the plate, Brian Anderson. As with 1 away, he can't make contact on the first pitch. It's strike 1. Struck out in his first at-bat. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. A swinging strike, and now it's 0-2.
This is one of the things that makes him so effective as a pitcher. Able to pound the zone with all different options.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. A great pitch there as he couldn't get extended on that one, and he's down on strikes for the second out.
Really good pitch right there. So you're moving the ball all around the strike zone. And then what do? You come in. That's a hard pitch for any hitter to do anything with. Just really makes it difficult to get that bat head out.
To the plate now, Joe Pennick. Swing and a liner. And that's in there, so perhaps some life here with 2 men out.
You take a look at the numbers up to this point. You see he's only given up 2 hits so far today, so he's been hitting his spots all game long. Remains to be seen if he can keep that shutout intact going forward, but I'm not betting against him.
Stepping in now, Jorge Alfaro, as he will take a look at strike 1 on a fastball right down the pipe, looking to put the ball in play here. He went down on strikes in his first at-bat. Set to deliver the 0-1. Now a swing and a little bouncer softly hit to the right side of the mound. Throw to first beats him easily, and the side is retired. Marlins leave 1. It remains 1-0. So the lineup flips over, and digging in, Ozzie Smith. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout in this one. Third baseman in tight, protecting the bunt the first pitch. Tried to bunt his way on base here, but this will roll foul. The windup and the 0-1. And 1-1 as this one's in on the hands. Two balls and a strike to the St. Louis leadoff hitter.
Well, those were a couple of close pitches right there in the inner part of the zone. Hitters will tell you, pitches in that location are tough to do anything with.
Swing and a ground ball for the second baseman, Panic. Throw to first gets him, so the leadoff man's retired here to begin the 6th.
Now batting, the left fielder, Lou Brock.
Now it'll be Lou Brock. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. Pitch on the way. Maybe a little jumpy there as he swings through the fastball.
Hey, this isn't exactly the way you'd like to draw it up. Not throwing a lot of first pitch strikes, but the bottom line is he's getting outs.
Behind 0-2 now. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. Seared down the first baseline. And a reach, but it's by him as he couldn't quite get to that ball. The throw into second. And this will wind up a closer play than I thought, but he's in there with 2 bases.
Hey, after that hit right there, Dero, that extends his hitting streak to 6 games.
Yeah, no doubt about it. 6 days in a row with knocks will help you sleep better at night, Dan.
Into the box now, Michael Lee. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. He's working on a 1 for 2 game so far. That evens it up 1-1. Brock, the runner at second with 1 away. Breaking ball that time that misses out of the zone. And he fouls this one off. The 2-2. Swing and a ball hard hit toward deep right. He lays out for it, but he can't pull it in. Brock is on his way home. And he's safe at the plate. And they now lead by 2.
Wow, with 1 out, and he clutches up with an RBI triple, which is his 2nd hit of the game. So he's starting to put together a pretty big game here.
Standing in now, Mark McGuire, as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1. He grounded out last time up. ready with the 0-1 pitch. There's a fastball well off the plate for a ball. And now the Marlins bullpen will swing into action as a lefty and a right-hander start to get loose. Good job going down and hanging with it that time. Another 1-2 delivery. Hard sinker misses 2-2.
Keep in mind, people, the longer the at-bat, the higher the likelihood that this becomes his last inning.
The 2-2. High and deep down the left field line. And that will end up a foul ball. Line hard deep into left. Catch is made. Here comes the runner from third. And that'll bring home run number 3. It's now a 3-0 cushion.
Boy, this one looked like it was headed for extra bases off the bat. Instead, a line drive bullet caught in the alley, but he does end up getting a sacrifice fly.
In now, Yadier Molina. As he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball 1. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game so far. Hit fairly well out towards straightaway center. Marte is under it, and the inning is over. So they get a couple of runs on 2 hits, no errors, and no one left aboard. 9-1-2 scheduled to hit in the home half of the 6th. St. Louis is out in front, 3-0. Juan Pierre is going to grab a bat and pinch hit, so as we surmise, that'll be it for A.J. Burnett. First pitch of the AB on its way. Sinker runs outside to start the at-bat, 1-0. And now a pitch on the way. Strike taken as that one crosses over the inside part of the plate. He'll try to bunt his way on as he gets this one down. And he'll just put it in his pocket. It's an infield single.
The center fielder, number 6, Starling Marte.
Digging in next will be Starling Marte. As he'll take a look at a slider here that finds the zone for strike 1. 0 for 2 for him to this point. And a pitch out, nothing doing though, and that's ball 1. Hit the target, but this is low, 2-1.
Got to believe the pitcher's going to trust his defense right here. Look for something down in his zone to induce a ground ball double play.
Good spot for the change there, and that'll knock things up at 2-2. Throw over to first. Don't want to forget about it. He did well to get a piece that time, and it'll stay 2-2. And another foul ball. Fouled off. Keeps fighting him off. The 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Swing and a liner. And that's in for a base hit. Make it a 1 for 3 games so far. And that's out number 1.
Oh, man, I don't know how that happened. Looked to be a base hit to the outfield, but then all of a sudden the throw comes in and they get the force on the plate. To be honest, that just can't happen.
First things first, here's a throw over. And he'll dive back in. At the plate, Cliff Floyd, as he'll take a look at ball 1. A hit in 2 at-bats for him at this point in the ballgame. Runner goes for second. Pitch inside the throw. Perfect throw, and they got him at second.
Well, you can't get a jump that bad and expect to slide into second safely when you're testing a catcher with an arm like his. Doesn't matter how fast you are.
From the windup, the 2-0 pitch. A swing, and he pulls it down the line and deep. Lee has to retreat to the track, but he has it to retire the side. Nothing doing for the Marlins. They trail it here 3-0. John Curtis will come on and make his 4th appearance in this campaign.
Number 39, John Curtis.
Now at the plate, here is Stan Musial. He bounced out last time up.
The center fielder, number 6, Stan Musial.
He's set, and the pitch.
That's inside.
Now the 1-0. Drilled to first. And he'll take it to the bag himself for the out.
Now batting, third baseman, Nolan Arenado.
So next to bat will be Nolan Arenado. It was a walk in his last trip. First pitch on its way. And this is on the outside corner for strike 1.
You know, some guys just don't like pulling the trigger in a 0-0 count. They don't like the ambush tactic. They like to calibrate the speed, maybe pick up the break. They want to know everything your ball does before they pull the trigger.
Now here's the pitch. Off the plate and in. It's a ball and a strike. The 1-1.
Oh, that's upstairs.
Hey, if you're going to throw a pitch like that to this guy, that's right where you want to miss. Any lower, and he'll probably make you pay for it.
3-1 now.
Good job to work the count and put himself back in the driver's seat. Started off with 1 strike, and now he's got the count in his favor, 3-1.
The 3-1 pitch.
3-2 counts are usually a time to challenge the hitter, but I think he'll be careful here. Shoot for the corner, and if you miss and you walk him, so what? That's better than him putting 1 in the seats.
popped him up. Alfaro is underneath this one. And he's got it for out number 2.
The batter, number 19, second baseman, Tommy Edman.
Next, here is Tommy Edman. 0 for 2 from him so far in this one. First pitch of the AB now.
Nope,
Just a bit
there.
high with the fastball, but didn't get the call. The 1-0 is taken for ball 2. Bases are empty here with 2 men out.
Hey.
2 balls and a strike. Now here's the pitch. High in the air into shallow left center. Lee is there to make the catch, and the side is retired. Down in order go the Cardinals. They lead it 3-0. Ready now for the Marlins. David Lee will try and get something started in the home half of the 7th.
Always a tall task trying to rally back in the late innings, but I think this game could still turn quickly. A leadoff runner on base right here could be huge to get something going.
0-1 the count. And the pitch.
Ball that
Tries
side.
to shave the corner with that pitch, but it's 1-1.
Right guy, right spot. This is one of the better hitters in their lineup. Just the guy they want to see coming up now to get this inning going.
And he'll come back
2
with
balls,
1 in
one
the
strike.
3rd as the count moves to 2-1 now. And now the Cardinals get the bullpen working here. Both a lefty and a right-hander have stood up. And ooh, he's really given some leeway on the outside edge here. 2-2 now. Hit on the ground down the first baseline. This is going to be a foul ball as that keeps things at 2-2. Into the windup and the pitch. Didn't threaten the zone there. Looked like it might have actually popped out of his hand a little early.
Hey, throwing the ball great up until this point. Don't want to allow a leadoff walk. Needs to just focus in on his mechanics right here.
Too close for comfort, and he did a good job just to make contact. The next 3-2. Sent on the ground out to second. Right to him. And there's 1 away.
Now batting, the right fielder, Gary Sheffield.
So the next to bat will be Gary Sheffield. Flew out last time up.
Almost, Matty. Almost went deep his last AB. Certainly just missed it. With this guy's big power, he's feeling pretty good at the dish. Look for him to try and get on something and drive it out of the yard this AB.
1-0 the count.
That's in. Ball 2.
Hey, always a good idea to take a couple of pitches when you're facing a young arm like this one. And now he's put himself in a real good hitter's count.
Bases are empty, 1 man out. Nope.
That's ball 3.
3-0.
Hey, he's had great command all day. Want to see how aggressive he is in the zone with a 3-ball count.
And he'll just make him throw one over here. 3-1.
You can really tell they're trying to keep the ball in on this big slugger right here.
Is that an effort to keep him from getting extended, do you think?
Yeah, I think that's the idea, Matt. But he might spin to win if he starts looking for it in there.
And it's up to a 3-2 full count now.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
Fell behind early in this one 3-0 and has battled back with 2 quality strikes. Interested to see if he catches a big part of the plate right here or tries to get a nibble.
Now the 3-2 pitch. He swung on and missed. He got him on strikes.
Not too often you see an at-bat go from 3-0 to a strikeout, so that's a pretty good job on the mound right there. Kind of nice that he got a free strike on the 3-0 take, but he still had to put it in the zone.
Next to hit, Miguel Rojas. He hits with 2 away as they continue to trail in this close game.
Well, Matt, this has been a big inning on the mound. He's had to face the middle of the order, and so far he's held them at bay.
Yeah, this feels like the kind of inning we'll look back on at the end of the game, even if the result of it changes dramatically here. First offering on its way.
Hey, he's been on point from the start of this game. Just pounding the zone with a high 90s fastball. It almost looks like he's gotten stronger as the game's gone on.
Fastball just misses. That's ball 1.
Pretty good pitch right there. Fastball in off the plate. One of the things you want to do as a pitcher, try to stand those hitters up.
Now a good pitch around the knees, but it doesn't quite catch the bottom of the zone.
A couple of strikeouts early in the game, but he's done a much better job in this at bat, trying to get ahead and put himself at a good hitter's count.
Fastball right back to the mound. And he'll toss this one on to first as they're kept off the scoreboard again, and the inning is over. Miami down in order. They trail in this one 3-0. Ross Detweiler has been summoned from the bullpen as he'll do so to start the 8th.
Number 54, Ross Detweiler.
Ready to begin the 8th and set to stand in as the rookie pitcher, Seth Hargrove.
Seth Hargrove.
And now the first pitch. Drops in a strike to start the at-bat. 0-1.
Put that in the memory bank. First time he breaks out a curveball right there, and it's a pretty good one.
Hit hard towards center. And that's in for his second hit of the afternoon. So the inning's underway with the Cardinals getting their leadoff hitter on base.
Hey, I've been impressed with this guy. Not only has he thrown the ball well, but now he's mixing in a base hit late in the game, giving his manager options. Whether or not he wants to pinch run, keep him in there, go to the relief. I mean, he's opened up a whole weaponry box for the manager.
Into the box, Ozzie Smith, as he'll take a called strike here on a borderline pitch at strike 1. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. And he just ramps up, and here's the fastball by him. 0-2.
This is a tough guy to turn 2 on. It's got to be hit hard, and if you're an infielder, you've got to catch it and get rid of it quickly.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Fouled away. Hargrove aboard here at first with nobody out. Protecting on 0-2, so we'll do it again. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. And here's a slider. Strike 3 called, and that'll be the first out of the inning. It's been a low-scoring affair. 3-0 our score as we show you the numbers for our 2 starters to this point in the contest. So a runner at first now with 1 away, and in steps the all-time Cardinal great Lou Brock. From the belt, kicks and deals.
That's a ball.
Ball 1 as he lays off below the zone.
Hey, it's nearly impossible to turn 2 with a guy that could run like this. It's even harder when he comes out of the box hitting from the left side. You really need something tailor-made to even have a chance to get him at first.
2-0.
2-0 now. Has a look, now the pitch. Detweiler, the former Chicago White Sox. He signed as a free agent with this organization earlier in the season.
Yeah, he didn't have an opportunity to really get acclimated to this ball club. Showing up during the season is not always easy, opening the doors to a big league clubhouse and trying to get to know your teammates. The best way to get to know them is to go out and produce.
And here's a good sinker now, but it misses. 3-2.
Not a bad time right here to put that runner in motion. 3-2 count. You send the runner, and if it's a bad pitch, it's ball 4.
Now the payoff pitch home. Swing and a liner toward the gap in left center. But this will hang up just enough as he takes it in stride in left center for the second out.
The right fielder, number 8, Michael Lee.
So here is Michael Lee, 2 for 3 for him so far, including a triple. Here's the first pitch. Here's a shot to left field and deep. Look at this. And goodbye. This one ain't coming back. It's a 2-run shot to straightaway left. Second home run early in the year as the lead for the Cardinals opens up now to 5-0.
Well, this is what makes this guy so hard to pitch to. He has that rare combination of speed and power. You don't want to walk him and have him get on first base. So what happens, you throw him a strike, and he can hit the ball out of the ballpark like he did just there.
The first baseman, number 25, Mark.
To the plate now, Mark McGuire.
He swings and hits it foul off to the right and out of play.
Hit the ball pretty well in his last at-bat, but it resulted in a line out. Set. Here's the 0-1. Fastball called for strike 2.
Down 0-2 to a guy with this much weaponry, 5 pitches he can go to, not looking good.
Hard hit ball to short. Scooped up. Over to first, and that retires the side. But 2 come across to score in the inning, courtesy of this 2-run home run. Bottom of the 8th coming up. It's the Cardinals 5 and the Marlins nothing. Bottom of inning number 8 set to go. And that'll bring up the outfielder Brian Anderson.
The third baseman, Brian Anderson.
First delivery to him. Hard hit ball to second, but an atom ball right to him for the first out.
Up next for the Marlins, the second baseman, Joe Panic.
Next up is Joe Panic, 1 for 2. He grounded out first time up and followed that with a base hit. Now the pitch. No runs, 3 hits, and no errors in the game for the Marlins. Now a fastball that's taken close that time, but it's 1-1. A couple of righties starting to loosen now in the bullpen. And it's fouled away. tough one to call there, but it's ruled just above the zone. And the fastball misses high and away there. It's full 3-2. Lifted down the line in left. Brock's in pursuit, but this will wind up being a foul ball. 1 out, nobody on. That misses, ball 4, and panics aboard.
And when your pitch count gets over 100, you've got to expect them to lose a little bit of accuracy out there. And I think if he gets in any more trouble, they might come get him. We'll see if he can finish strong.
Stepping in next, Jorge Alfaro. He was retired via the ground ball last time up. First pitch of the AB on its way. Good take there to lay off the high fastball.
Well, he's thrown a lot of pitches in this one, but it's not like he's walking a bunch of guys. Only 1 free pass to this point, but they're still making him work really hard.
Now the 1-0. Panic, base runner at first with 1 out. And a pitch taken here. It's now 2-1 to the Miami backstop. Alfaro in front, 3 balls and a strike. The 3-1, and he misses again. Ball 4, and that's back-to-back guys now that have reached base via the base on balls.
Well, they've struggled offensively in this one so far, but after that walk, they've got runners at first and second and look ready to make a little noise. Just need a big hit now.
Jesus Aguilar will grab a bat and hit for the pitcher here.
Hitting for the Marlins, number 24, Jesus Aguilar.
First pitch on its way. Got him fishing that time. 0-1.
Hey, it's always key getting early strikes in a count. This guy's been awesome at it so far. More than 70% of his first pitches have been in the strike zone.
Oh, 0-2. Here it comes. Runners are at first and second with 1 away. Out in front of that one, but he stays alive and will do it again on 0-2. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch.
1 ball.
High fastball right there with a 2-strike count. You know what that might be doing? Setting up the next pitch. Could be that hard slider down and away. Something breaking down and away off the plate.
The 1-2 misses for the second ball.
I'm seeing all the signs of fatigue right now. This is when you really have to bear down mentally as a pitcher.
First and second now, 1 man out. Here's one that misses inside, and the count's run full now, 3-2.
What we're seeing here is a really smart at bat. They got to be thinking the man on the mound is getting a little short on gas, so when you go up there and make him throw a bunch of pitches, you're more likely to get a good pitch to hit or at least force him out of the game.
Now the payoff pitch home. And that misses. Ball 4, and he's going to need to settle down in a hurry now because he's in a peck of trouble.
Two ways to look at this walk. If you're the hitting coach, you say, that's a great AB. Down 0-2, and you work the walk. But if you're a pitcher like me, that's just a case of letting a guy off the hook, and that can really frustrate you.
So the batting order turns over now and set to go Starling Marte. No hits in 3 tries so far. He's struck out once. Here's the first pitch to him. Fastball too high to start him out here 1-0.
Everyone in the ballpark knows what the pitcher's intentions are in this situation. Great job at the plate to lay off a tough pitch in a good spot.
1-0 count. Here it is. A ball and a strike. Pulled high in the air out to left field. Brock waits on it. He's there to make the catch, and here comes the runner from third as this should get him on the board. Play at the plate, and he's out. A great throw. Marlins strand a pair. They can't chip into that 5-0 deficit. Yimi Garcia enters from the pen to start the 9th inning as he'll try to keep the score right where it is heading to the bottom of the 9th. All set for the start of the inning, and that'll bring in the veteran catcher, Yadier Molina.
The catcher, number 4, Yadier Molina.
Comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch.
Ball. Count 1-0.
And a fastball that's about off the radar screen there. It's 2-0. Down the first baseline. This will get fouled. 2-1. And now a pitch on the way.
That's ball 3.
Stan Musial waits on deck. Out in front there as this one's pulled off to the left side. Again, he sends it out of play. A swing and a miss. Good pitch there for the first out here in the 9th.
That swing tells me he was really trying to get a pitch out front and rip it down the line, but that wasn't a great pitch to do it on. It's really not the best 2-strike approach either.
Into the box now, Stan Musial, as he looks at a fastball that misses off the plate for ball 1. He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. And it's 1-1 to Stan the man. Bases are empty, 1 man out. A ball and 2 strikes.
He'll be fine coming out of the bullpen in this one if he can keep the ball around the knees like that.
to 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Tried to fool him with the changeup, but he won't offer at it. 3-2. Now the payoff pitch home. Good battle here. This will be the 7th pitch coming up. Pretty well struck high and deep to left field. A ball that's carrying. On the warning track, he makes the catch.
Now batting, the third baseman, Nolan Arenado.
Next, it'll be Nolan Arenado. Popped into foul ground his last time up.
Yeah, Matt, he's got to make an adjustment right here. His swing definitely broke down, dropped his back shoulder, and thus the result was a terrible pop-up foul.
Nope.
And he takes ball one.
No strike.
The set and the 1-0 pitch.
Nope.
Breaking ball called just a bit
2 balls,
low.
no strike.
2 out, nobody on. Too far out in front that time. He can't keep it fair. 2-1. Now the pitch. Just off the inside part of the plate. It's 3-1.
Well, it's a pretty well-known fact that your batting average goes up as you get into more favorable hitters counts, and that's especially true when we're talking about this kind of hitter. Not a great spot to be in if you're the pitcher.
And the count will be full. Ready to deliver the full count pitch. And this one's taken for ball 4. So good work there as the Redbirds have got a 2-out base runner. So that's the second walk he's worked in this one.
Yeah, and that seems to be a popular approach when this guy steps in. He can really hurt you with one swing, so I think the idea is mostly not to let this one guy beat you, Matt.
Standing in now, Tommy Edman. Left side, but well foul. It was a fly out for him in his last trip. Crowds him a bit with a fastball there, and it's to 1-1. Can't keep the weight back, and he falls behind 1-2. From the belt, the pitch. In the dirt, and now let's see. Is there, and he's out trying to take second. Nothing doing there for St. Louis as they're unable to add to their 5-0 lead. Now we're going to have a conference at the home plate area, so it would appear that we'll see a double switch here. Giovanni Gallegos is in out of the bullpen now as he'll be inserted into the number 6 spot following the double switch. Harrison Bader will also come on now as he'll move into the pitcher's number 9 hold in the order here on that double switch. Now to the plate, Cliff Floyd. And Dan, what's gone wrong for this lineup today? They're only 3 outs away from being shut out.
Boy, you know, I just haven't seen a lot of fight in these at-bats. Now, of course, plenty of credit goes to that pitching, but the effort on the offensive side has been pretty lethargic watching from up here in the booth, Matt.
Yeah, I would imagine it feels the same from watching in the stands in this one. First offering. Pulled the fastball down a little too much there. That's ball 1. Cardinals get the bullpen started here as a right-hander's up and warming. A ball and a strike.
One of the best ways to keep a guy uncomfortable is to pound him inside. They're doing that, and this one caught the zone.
And the pitch. Yanked hard, but foul to the right. Now a fastball, but that's easy to lay off, and it's back to even at 2-2. Swing and a miss, and that'll get a groan from the home supporters here. 1 away. Cardinals are into their bullpen now, as there are the final numbers for their starter, and he'll be very happy with how the day went.
Yeah, he looked really dialed in from start to finish. This is the kind of outing you hope for every time you go out there. So I think he'll feel pretty good about the effort he put forth in this one.
At the plate now, David Lee popped up, and no one can get there. It's a foul ball. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. Bouncer up the middle. Smith is up with it. And an off-balance throw is in time as he takes one away. Wow.
Just an outstanding play ranging up the middle right there. But I'll tell you what, it was the exchange to get the throw off to first that demonstrates why he's one of the best shortstops around. Any bobble or hesitation on that play, and those wheels burning down the line were going to be safe.
Stepping in now, Gary Sheffield, as he'll take a look at a slider here that misses for ball 1. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. And he lays off a fastball here that looked pretty good, but it's 2-0.
He may be down 2-0 after those first 2 pitches in this AB, but those are pitches he can feel pretty good about. They did miss by a whole lot, so it's not like he's all over the place.
3-0 to him now. That one's right down the middle for a strike with the fastball.
He must know something we don't know. That was a center cut heater with count leverage in a big spot. I don't understand why he's taking.
Here's the 3-1. And that one's taken outside for a ball. We walked him. So no 1-2-3 inning here. They've got themselves a 2-out base runner.
That is just a great at-bat there. When you're down late, you need base runners any way you can get them. And that never-say-die mentality could be the difference. We'll see how it plays out.
Digging in next, Miguel Rojas. 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts for him to this point in the ballgame. Here's the first pitch to him. And he fouls this one off. Ready with the 0-1 pitch.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
Sheffield leads off first with a pair of outs in the inning. Swing and a miss, and they're up against it now as they're down to their final strike of the afternoon. Miami down to their last strike. And he gets strike 3 called to end it here, and with that, this one is over.
Hey, it's hard to win games at any point, but to win games on the road, especially in this ballpark, so they are very happy with this win.
5-0 the final score today. The St. Louis Cardinals led this game from the third inning on and never wavered. Seth Hargrove earns the win, his second, as he racked up 10 strikeouts in the effort. So that will wrap things up. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Wackney, and our whole crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, head to theshow.com.
Our final line score this afternoon. First for the victorious St. Louis Cardinals, 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors. They left 3 men on base. For the Marlins, no runs, 3 hits, no errors. They left 7 men on base. Time of the ball game, 2 hours and 49 minutes. Thank you for joining us here this afternoon. And we remind you to please drive home safely.
Mm-hmm.